Hello and welcome back. I really wanted to bring you at the end of May, as I have not posted all month, some really amazing manifestation content and also bring one of the ideas that I basically came up with myself because it's something I was experiencing, it's something that my clients have been experiencing, and I finally put a name to it, and I just really wanted to share this with everyone because I know whenever I go through it, whenever someone I'm working with goes through it, whenever friends are going through it, that means that someone else is too. And so I really wanted to bring this in so that we can start off the summer very strong with our manifestations and our feminine energy, whatever this topic applies to for you. That's what I want to help you with. So basically this concept, I named it the loop of disempowerment. So the loop of disempowerment is basically this snowball effect of you allowing your triggers to dom you, to dominate your thoughts, your prioritized thoughts about your reality and about your manifestations, whether that be with money, with men, with relationships, with love, with your business. This all comes down to, as I've talked about in my past videos, your personal power. So if you're in the loop of disempowerment, you are completely out of your power. You are, I know I've said in the past, giving it away to someone else, giving them the power to make decisions for you, or you're basing your decisions off of them, or you are operating out of your circumstances rather than sitting back and coming from this deep place of knowing that you create your own reality from your state of being. And so anything outside of that is basically participating in this loop of disempowerment. Now, when I say disempowerment, what I mean is you are letting, like I said, other people dominate your manifestations. Now, this isn't exactly true. I'm just putting it this way so it can make the most sense for you, because even in you allowing someone to dominate your emotions or create an emotional reaction, that's still your allowance of that. So even in this loop of disempowerment, it still proves to you, and I want this mindset shift to be what comes from this video, is that it still proves to you that you're the one that's powerful, that you are the one who is creating your reality from your state of being. And if you're creating from a state of disempowerment, from this loop, this cycle that I'll talk more about in a second, then you realize that you're still the one who is in power because you are creating just from a different state than you would really like to be in. So when it comes to disempowerment, what does this look like? I like to see it as, or this is how I've seen it in my own life. I don't like to see it, but no one really does. What it looks like is this snowball effect and this cycle of you basically getting frustrated that you're not seeing the manifestation yet. This is the most basic way I can put it because this is what I feel. And when I explain it to people this way, they're like, yes, this is it. So it's basically, you saying, I'm doing everything right. I'm journaling, I'm scripting, I'm visualizing, whatever manifestation technique that you want to use. And you're not seeing the results. You think that there's still some sort of block. You think that there's still some sort of gap in between you and your desired reality, but this is all an illusion. I've talked about this in my emails recently. If you are not on my email list, definitely go ahead and get on it below. But this is an illusion of separation. There is no separation between you and your desire. There is no separation between you and money. There is no separation between you and love, you and the man, you and the relationship. There's not. And so we're brainwashed by our society, by any sort of conditioning, because unfortunately most people believe this way, that we are all separate, very individualized. Unfortunately, this does not serve us, especially whenever you're trying to manifest from your state of being, from your power, create new assumptions about yourself, or about your reality, or about your desire, right? And the belief that we are separate from the thing, whatever it is, that we do not have it yet, that we want it so bad. Why do we want it so bad? Well, wanting something super bad is, or not bad, but like wanting something very badly is separation. That's what it is. And so this is different than, like, you may be asking, well, you know, we're supposed to have desires. That's how we know what we want to manifest next. Yes. But having a desire is this pleasurable experience of knowing that you can have it or already have it or whatever you want to believe around that. There is no resistance there. There is no lack. There is no separation. That is the difference between desire or desiring something and then wanting and feeling like, oh my God, like I'm not good enough if I can't manifest this into my life. It's not true. And that's the trap right there, is that when you are in that state of, oh my God, I can't have this. Like if I don't have it yet, if I don't have it instantly, that was a big thing for me because I manifest things very fast when I let them go. When I just let them go, and I'm not saying you should do this, by the way, because what I've learned is that we have these rules that we put around manifestation. And mine, for some reason, came as, or developed into, if I just don't think about it, you know, maybe I think about it once. I see this pin, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'd love to have another one of those. And I just let it go. Well, that pin is going to manifest into my reality very, very fast. Unfortunately, I enjoy thinking about the things that I desire. It's fun. Like maybe it's a certain piece of jewelry or a purse or, you know, obviously there are much deeper things than that. But just as an example, I enjoy thinking about it. I enjoy thinking about the process of going to get it, pairing it with outfits, how it's going to feel in my hands, how it's going to look, how I'm going to wear it out, how I'm going to feel amazing with it. That process of manifesting is very enjoyable to me. But what I have done for myself, and this is something I am shifting, is that when I think about it too much, that puts me into the lack mentality. That puts me into the illusion of separation because then I get frustrated. I'm not powerful if I don't have it yet. I don't have the manifesting ability. I'm not being magnetic towards this thing. And I start beating myself up about it. So I'm just sharing that because if you feel that way, you might be doing the same thing. And that is the loop of disempowerment. So how to fix this, how to, fix it, whatever. Notice that it doesn't feel good. If it feels good for you, keep doing it. But likely for myself and for most people that I talk to about this, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel pleasurable. It feels exhausting. It feels annoying. It feels frustrating. It feels unpleasant. And while, obviously we have to feel uncomfortable to do change and, create change in our lives and stuff like that, this is different. And so if you are not enjoying the process of this, if you are not enjoying allowing yourself to fall into the loop of disempowerment, then what you can do is start to become aware of it, of course, and then always step back into the knowing and the state of being that I'm even creating this for myself. I get to create whatever I desire. I get to create from the state of being that I desire. This is something I really don't hear people talk about, right? It's all about, yes, you can change your reality. You can create whatever you desire. But I did that for a long time from a state of being that was very frustrated, very impatient, very annoyed. It was not a state of pleasure. It was very numbed out avoidance. I will not be happy until I have this thing. And that is not, in my opinion, in my experience, a way that most people want to manifest. It's not a way I want to manifest. It's not an enjoyable process. I don't really enjoy feeling in the lack mentality. I love feeling in abundance and I love feeling the joy and happiness of the process. So from someone who gets easily frustrated, I really do. I get very impatient, very frustrated if I let myself. Take it from me. You can always step back into, and this is what I do, step back into, okay, if I were to create this thing, even if I were to manifest a man into my life, what good is that if I'm not happy, if I'm not having a good time, if I'm still numbed out and avoiding and disempowered, right? That's no fun, in my opinion. Like, that does not make it easy, playful, fun, feminine. That's the opposite. That's kind of like, I don't want to bring feminine and masculine into this necessarily, but I will, just for, for the ladies who are like, oh, I really want to manifest, but from my feminine. Well, manifesting is very feminine. So, manifesting from a place of pleasure and power, and allowing yourself to have dominance over your own triggers, over your own nervous system, honestly. Manifesting from a nervous system that is not regulated will also lead to a lot of frustration. So I want to say this in regards to that. If you find yourself in this state of being triggered all the time, I have days like this, I have weeks like this. I'll be quite honest with you and vulnerable. I just came out of a state of a few days just like that. Was I trying to manifest in those moments? No, I was not trying to. I was focusing on survival. I was focusing on, okay, how can I regulate my nervous system again? How can I get myself back into a place where self-care is a priority? I am meal prepping my meals instead of ordering food that I know is going to bother my body. How can I start going to the gym again? How can I start doing these things and really pouring into myself so that I'm in a state that I would even like to manifest from? And I think that is also really ignored and not talked about, because when we are in these desperate situations, or perceived desperate situations, really we're in survival mode. And in my opinion, manifesting more, like 10xing income, or manifesting new depths in a relationship, or doing something in your business that you've never done before, that comes after the basic needs are met. There was something I learned in psychology. I'm sure most of you have heard of it. It is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And at the bottom of this comes food and shelter, and I think one up is love. I don't know, I don't have it right in front of me. But notice how like food, shelter, basic needs are all at the bottom. And you really can't experience love, or I think they call it self-actualization, at the very top, which I would, consider someone to be very in tune with themselves, be meditating, journaling, all that sort of stuff. That's what I equate to that. That, which you should definitely be journaling and meditating if you're in this survival state, but basic needs need to be met first. And that goes for emotional with ourselves. I'm actually considering, and please leave a comment below if you would be interested, I'm considering making a course on like self-care reboot, something like that, or self-love reboot, because that's really important. And sometimes we can beat ourselves up, because I know a lot of you are very, intermediate to high level in your inner work, in your manifesting journey, in most things. Like, y'all are smart, y'all are aware, y'all are emotionally mature. And so when we consider ourselves these things in our identity, we are also human, and we're going to have moments where we are just trying to get back to normal, get back to neutral, get back to emotionally stable, get back to regulated nervous system. And that doesn't change just because you've done inner work. That doesn't change just because you consider yourself advanced in manifesting, right? Like, don't beat yourself up over that. You are human, you're going to have these moments, and self-love is needed in these moments to get yourself back to normal, back to neutral, right? So if you're watching this on the day I posted it, which should be Monday, tomorrow I am officially starting High-End Dark Femme. This is all about, honestly, getting out of that loop of disempowerment and back into your power. With that being said, can you do this without this program? Of course you can. Of course you can. But this will be the closest to private coaching you can get with me. It'll be in a group setting, but it will be one-on-one coaching. Start tomorrow with the modules. We had our kickoff call last week. It was so amazing. The women in there are so amazing and beautiful and nurturing and caring. It is such a safe place, especially if you're worried about a group program. I know a lot of people have been a bit nervous about that, but I promise you, even in my own experience, group programs have been some of the most transformative containers I've ever been in. So if you're interested in joining, I will leave the link below. Email me, DM me if you have any questions, but I will be stopping enrollment this week after we have our first official lesson and coaching call. So I hope to see you in there, and I will definitely be posting more again this month. It's been a little bit crazy lately, but I hope to see you in there. I hope to see you in, any container. I know we will cross paths again. So have an amazing day. I hope this brought awareness to you of the loop of disempowerment and how this could definitely be affecting your life, definitely be affecting your manifestations. So love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.